Then the second aspect is heritage-based superior knowledge. This education model is saying we want to create a superior set of knowledge which has its roots into our heritage. For instance, last week we were talking about Zimbabwe being the 5th largest producer of lithium. One would want to say, what are the key competencies that we produce in our institutions of higher learning, which make sure that we can then create value out of the lithium which is being processed and mined locally. If, for example, government has now said there is no a lithium ore which is supposed to be exported from outside Zimbabwe, do we have the competency, the superior kind of knowledge and the know-how to be able to work on the raw material and transform it into some usable extract from it? That's the key thing that our institutions of higher learning should now focus on, okay? And then the third one is resilience into the augmented future. This resilience we are talking about is that once we create an education system which taps into future technologies, but also looking at the prior, or what we call the legacy technologies, it means we are building in resilience, resilience in the form of the capability to work on it and to develop the competences that are required and create new jobs or jobs of the future, to create also markets of the future, and also to position our young population for excellence into that future. So it's key that we have that. And we're talking about an augmented future, meaning a highly connected future where the internet becomes what we call the internet of everything. Everything gets connected. There's nothing that remains unconnected to the internet. It's an augmented type of a future. And that's very key. Then the fourth one, we're looking at the African youths being prolific in terms of innovation and invention. So there are two things here. The issue of innovation, being able to come up with new products which have never been developed anywhere. Our minds have got the capability to do that. Never be fooled by anyone who says an African or a black man cannot invent anything. That's a blue lie. And last week we saw also a list of black people who managed to innovate a lot of things. And then invention, you are also looking at these two key issues as how best can we change the systems, structures, and whatever which exists now to be able to get superior products and services, and how best can we also create new ones which have never been produced anywhere. We are capable of doing that. Then the last part, but not least, is that it focuses on genuine economic independence. Unless our continent and our countries produce superior knowledge which is linked to our heritage, it becomes impossible to gain genuine economic independence. And I want to repeat this: unless we develop superior knowledge through research and development to be able to invent and innovate, we can never acquire genuine economic independence. Why is it like that? It's because owning any a means of production on its own does not translate into products and services. And I think history attests to that. We have acquired various types of means of production, inclusive the land, but not many of us have been able to transform that into real wealth, substantive wealth, which can be called generational wealth to be able to pass it on to the next generation. We have not been able to do that. Why? Because we have not acquired, we have not created superior knowledge anchored on that means of production. If you've got land, you must create superior knowledge of how to manage the land, how to make use of it, how to extract value, and to know the real basic ingredients within that piece of land and say it can be extracted in this format, we can package the value in this particular format, and it solves these problems which are demanded out there globally. And then we compete globally using those solutions per se. So it becomes important for our institutions of higher learning to focus on that.